Do you guys remember that time, like 12 years ago, like 2010, 2011, when literally almost any movie ever made was like people versus aliens? It was one of my favorite times ever. I mean, we had movies like Battle Los Angeles, Skyline, Cowboys vs. Aliens. There's another one I'm thinking of. Oh, there was one that like takes place in Russia called Darkest Hour, and they're like really corny movies, but they were some of my favorite movies to watch as a kid. Like I would go play Legos after watching those movies. I can imagine myself in that scenario, and I mean they weren't like the best movies. They were just kind of iffy. Like they were definitely summer flicks. Like you watch them. I think they all actually came out in the summertime, like in summer of 2010, 2011, and they were like really, really bad. I should say they're bad movies, but I'll say they're not the best movies. Um, there was one movie in particular that was like it was meant for a sequel, but I don't think the sequel ever got made. And that movie is Skyline. The reason I'm going to talk about this one was because this is like the only other one that I put up there with Independence Day as like a movie I could watch over and over. Actually, that's a lie. Battle Los Angeles beats out Skyline, but because I was more interested in planes and whatnot, there's a scene in the movie where they have a bunch of like drones and like they like fight the alien ship. Now the point of this movie is like the aliens come to Earth and they like steal humans and then take and like eat their brains, which is like really fucking weird. And it's not really like again, it's not the best movie, but it was a movie I thoroughly enjoyed it as a fucking 12, 13, 14 year old. It was the greatest movie ever in my opinion. But the reason I'm gonna talk about this one is because this one was it was meant for a sequel because the end of the movie there's like these two characters they're like boyfriend and girlfriend they get taken by the aliens at the end of the movie because the whole point of the movie is that you can't win. Like they nuke the alien ship and the alien ship ends up like not dying. And basically what ends up happening is actually I'll just go ahead and show you the end. I'm gonna have to like mute it so because there's copyrighted music and whatnot, but I'll show you guys the ending where they get kidnapped because it basically shows the aliens overrunning the human race. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that little snippet and then explain to you the rest of it. So basically, like, no, there's nowhere to go. They get stuck on a roof, and I'm gonna leave the music in because even though this movie wasn't the best, part of the reason it was so fucking cool to me was because the jet fighters, the music, and the CGI. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot tell. It's really hard for me to tell the difference between good CGI and bad CGI. I mean, if you compare it to like a movie made in the '90s, then yeah, I can compare CGI. But like, when it comes to like modern CGI, like people in Marvel movies, there's a lot of people who go, "Oh, modern Marvel has bad CGI." I can't tell the fucking difference. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm missing that part of my brain that says, "Hey, good CGI, bad CGI." I don't fucking know. But it was one of my favorite. Like, it's amazing. Now, what ends up happening is that big ship you saw coming at the end, like, abducts them and takes them away, and they end up in a ship which is a bunch of human bodies. So basically, what ends up happening is like these aliens live off of humans. Now, what happens is the boyfriend, because it's boyfriend and girlfriend, the boyfriend gets taken and he gets his head ripped off and his brain gets eaten by. They actually don't eat the brains. The brains like they kind of eat them, but like they get fucking put in their heads. And then what happens is the boyfriend's brain ends up possessing the monster he's in, and he ends up using his newfound body to detect that his girlfriend is pregnant. And then the movie ends with the sounds of like a bunch of monsters, aliens coming in to fight them. And it's like she's sitting there, and she's got her new alien boyfriend. And it's just, it looked like it was set up for a sequel and it never got one. So it's it's really weird, but I gotta say, it still was one of my favorite movies because of like just, it was awesome, dude. I mean, I didn't really care for the main storyline. I just like the fighting sequences. Like that's really all I cared for. But I'll show you the ending where the boyfriend gets his like head taken out, or his brain taken out, and then gets like a new alien body, or some whatever the fuck it is. It came out. I haven't seen this movie since 2011. I completely forgot how uncomfortable that the decapitation scene made me. Like, it made me really uncomfortable as a kid, and it made me as uncomfortable as a 24-year-old. 13 years later, it made me just as uncomfortable. So I haven't seen that scene since I first watched the movie, back years ago. So I it made me uncomfortable. Like, I watched it, I was like, ooh. But I forgot about the part where the aliens detect that she's pregnant, and then they go to take her away to, I'm assuming, remove the fetus. They don't go into depth about that because obviously it's obvious it's the end of the movie, so they don't talk about it. But I don't. They go to take her away because obviously that's how it buys her time, so that way he can have his brain into the alien, and then he like takes over it. Now, I did read a comment before I came back to record this part, and it did say that earlier in the movie, so the aliens actually would shine these lights into your eyes to like control you, and then they would use that to get you to come towards them, and then they would obviously kidnap you and kill you and take your brain. So that was the thing in the movie, and evidently earlier in the movie, I can't remember it, but the comment said that the main character's name is Jared, had the ability to withstand it. Like, he evidently looks the aliens in the eyes, but doesn't get controlled. So that's evidently how he's supposed to be able to take over that alien's body when he gets his brain put in. But I don't think that's how that works. I don't know. I'm not a brain surgeon. I don't fucking know. But that's evidently explained, but they don't go into any more depth about it because obviously it's the end of the movie. But, he gets his new alien body, and he like comes through, and he's like, oh, and he like fights off the aliens, and it ends that. I feel like they had the ending for that movie in mind before they did anything else. Like, I had a feeling they were just like, dude, we have this like alien who's like in love with this girl, and he like protects her, and we did a movie around that. I guarantee that's how they got it. I guarantee that's why the rest of the movie was made, because they just had that last scene of him in the alien body standing there over the girl, and being like, oh, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But the movie, I don't know if the movie had a sequel. It looked like it was set up for a sequel, so I don't know. I mean, maybe I probably didn't get greenlit. That's probably the problem, was because the movie probably did shitty, because again, it's a really bad summer flick. Like, it's one of those movies that, like, you don't watch it because it's good. You watch it because it's, if you're like me, it's a fun summer flick. You watch it when you're bored. But it's not a movie when someone asks you what movie you want to watch, you don't sit there and go, yeah, let's watch Skyline. I don't sit there and go, let's watch Skyline. No, you don't, it's not, I mean, I'm not shit-talking movie. I am a little bit, but it's not a bad movie. It's not a terrible movie. I can watch it and enjoy it, but it's not a movie I'm going to pick above others. It's just kind of another movie I just want to talk about. Like, I have these videos on my channel where I talk about movies that it had some kind of effect on me. This movie is just a movie that's kind of bad, that it's good in its own way. So, it's got cool aspects, but I don't know, because I have anxiety. I don't like the idea of fighting aliens and not having a chance to survive. So, it does give me a little anxious, I guess. But guys, that's going to wrap up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Consider subscribing. We are so close to 100 subs. We're at 91 right now. So if you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. Drop a like. Check out the merch store. Link in the description. And stay awesome.